Hey, good morning to you and welcome to another edition of Clincheck Theater Thursday. I am your host, Dr. David Galler. Today's Clincheck tip is called If It Doesn't Smell Right, It Probably Isn't. All right, so I'm evaluating this Clincheck for a doctor of mine, and I'm taking a look at it, and the first thing I always do at a Clincheck before I even play the Clincheck is I look at the posterior occlusion. And this posterior occlusion looks pretty solid. And I'm not really judging whether it's class 1, class 2, or class 3. I'm just judging how the teeth interconnect, how the interarch occlusion looks. And that looks like something that makes sense. Pieces fit together. But when I swing over to the left side, it's a whole different story. We have a gigantic posterior open bite here, and this just doesn't make sense. Teeth don't ever look like this unless one of two things happens. Unless this patient had a history of previous clear aligner treatment, either from direct to consumer or from Invisalign or some other clear aligner product at another dentist, unless you had clear aligner treatment done, this doesn't happen. This doesn't occur naturally. Teeth always grow towards each other. They grow toward the antagonist. The only other scenario that can create something like this, if the patient had right condylar damage, tremendous right condylar damage where they can't fully close, then you could see that. But if you have no history of previous Invisalign treatment, or if you have no history of condylar treatment, this just doesn't smell right. So we went back, I had the patient come back, and I made sure that the doctor scanned them again, and when they scanned them again, yeah, sure enough, this is their real bite. You have to make sure that the assistants scan the bite correctly. If your assistant cheaps out and just scans in the right side and doesn't scan in the left side, you're going to see something that looks like this in the Clincheck. And look at all the crazy treatments that we're about to get done on this patient. We're about to extrude those premolars and throw everything into chaos when in fact the actual premolars themselves are already in occlusion, and this doesn't need very much movement here at all. Be very, very careful. If it doesn't smell right, it's probably not a correct occlusion if they didn't have previous orthodontic treatment or they didn't have any condylar damage. This has been Tip Tuesday. Thank you very much, and I am your host, Dr. David Galler.